this is the Watchdog. Welcome back to Fun with Watches. If watches weren't fun, you'd only need one. Today we're going to review the OGEDA 6002. Let's start out with the wrist check. I'm wearing this Steinhardt titanium 500 meter Ocean 1. And Greg was wearing my Podagar 853B. I just reviewed that watch, so if you haven't seen the review, be sure to check it out. Grogu asked Obi-Wan's Force Ghost if you remember General Grievous's last words when he killed him. He said it was shot through the heart and you're to blame. You give Wands a bad name. All right, let's take a look at the watch. Comes in this box that says OGEDA. And it's a simple enough box, but it's a simple enough watch. And here it is. Not a bad looking watch, considering what I paid for it. But I don't know if it's a good looking watch for what you're going to pay for it now. This is the second OGEDA on my channel, and we have another instance of a watch that was ultra affordable when I bought it, but not so much now that de minimis is over. I paid $12 for this watch, but now it's going for $31. And I just can't imagine anyone paying $31 for this. But not all of my viewers live in the United States, so I might as well review it anyway. This is an homage to Patek Nautilus, but with the novelty of a small second hand. Patek did make a small second Nautilus, but they always had some other complication and not a basic three-hander with date. I'm glad OGEDA kept it simple and didn't put any fake stuff on the dial. This watch only comes in 2 different colorways. If you don't like the blue that I chose, you can also get it in sky blue, which has black writing for better legibility, but white hands and markers for poor legibility. The leather strap is the only option. The watch is 39.3 millimeters if you measure at the flat to the bezel, but 42.4 if you measure from crown guard to ear. It's 47 millimeters long if you measure at the case, but 50.6 if you measure at these fixed end links. It's only 10 millimeters thick, so it's fairly thin. And the lug width does not apply, but 23 millimeters where the strap meets the case, and it tapers down to 20 millimeters at the buckle, and weighs 60 grams on supplied leather strap. The bezel is chrome plated and has the vertical brushing of a typical watch like this, and it doesn't look too bad. Sometimes a chrome plated watch with brushing looks really bad, but this one's decent. Then we have the dial. We have a teak dial with a sunburst effect. I really like the dial. It's got a nice deep blue color. So I think they did a good job with the dial. We have the OGEDA name and logo printed up top. And then we have the minute markers and baton indices with a double at the 12. And then we have the fence post minute hour hand. And then we have a small second running second hand. And then we have the dial with the second counters. And then we have a date at the 3 with the border. Then we have a unsigned push-pull crown. Crown action is kind of loose. And when you go to set it, sometimes you get the minute hand jump, sometimes you don't. As you see, that time I didn't get it at all. So that one jumped just a little bit. That one it jumped quite a bit. So it's kind of, you just have to be really careful when you go to set it. What I suggest is you hold it. On that case, it didn't work. If you hold it when you press it in, sometimes you'll get a minimal jump. But it'll be just so much nicer if you just press the crown and it just wouldn't do anything. Then we have a flat mineral glass crystal. You don't get sapphire in this price range, even at its new higher price. The higher price just didn't make the watch magically get better. Then we have the case. Case is a chrome plated alloy. It's shaped nicely and it's nice and flat. But once again, it's got these fixed lugs. Fixed end links. They're just a decoration. They're part of the case. This little groove here is just it's not a separate piece. Then we have the case back. Case back says OGEDA CE, made in China. And it says Quartz.
then gives the model number. No mention of water resistance, but the AliExpress ad says 30 meters, so you get your basic 30. And when I did pop the case back, there is a gasket on it, or O-ring, so it should give you at least 30. Underneath the case back is the Sunin PE46. This is just a very affordable quartz movement with a small second hand. And then we have the strap. Doesn't say genuine leather, so it probably isn't. But if this is a synthetic leather, it's pretty good. It feels nice. So I do like the strap. We have two keepers, one fixed, one floating. We have an unsigned buckle. And because of the design, we have these little bars here keeping the strap on. Now I'm thinking they're actually screw in, because a while ago I bought this little kit because I was going to do something. I never ended up opening it. As you can see, these little things, they do screw in. But if you look at the ones in the kit and the one on the watch, they don't have notches or slots for a screwdriver. So I don't know how you screw them in and out. It's not like you can do it with your fingers. So you probably have to get some needle nose pliers or something to unscrew them. And it's just gonna suck. So unless you have lots of patience, I don't know if you're gonna be changing the strap on this thing. I didn't bother attempting it because I just knew I would screw it up. So yeah, I wish it had real end links here, because if it had real end links, you can buy a strap designed for a Nautilus that has these end links here. Then you would just put them onto the case, and then you wouldn't even have to take the strap off the end links. But that's not the case with this one. So if you want to change the strap on it, you're going to have difficulty. Here's the watch on my 7.5-inch wrist. That looks nice. It wears nice. Strap's going to need some breaking period. It's still pretty stiff. And I only have 2 notches left. So 8 inches is the best you're going to do without needing another strap. And once again, you're going to have difficulty unless you've done it before and know how to do it. I've never done it with this type of spring bar, so maybe there's a YouTube video showing you how to do it. Here we are in the Lume room. I'll give the usual disclaimer that I don't expect good Lume from an AliExpress watch in this price range. As we speed up the time, we see a green C3 colored glow that doesn't even start out very strong. The running second hand is not loomed. Everything is fading fairly fast, but at least the hands are keeping up with the indices. Nothing more frustrating than seeing markers without hands. What I like about this watch, it looks and wears nice. I like this teak dial, and I do like this small second hand with the small second dial. It's nice looking. What are my gripes and groans? These end links are part of the case and do not come out, and that's going to make changing straps difficult because you're going to have to mess with these little bars here. And the strap is too short. I only have 2 notches left, so if your wrist is bigger than 8, you're not going to be able to wear this without changing the strap. And the loose crown action can make setting it difficult. It's kind of luck of the draw if it jumps or not. Do I recommend this watch? If it was still the $12 that I paid for, I would say sure, but no way I can recommend it for $31. You can get so much better watch for $31. Well, thank you for watching my review of the OGEDA 6002, and I'll be back with another review or unboxing. I got one watch from AliExpress. I'm waiting for one more, so if I get that watch tomorrow, I'll do an unboxing. If I don't, I'll do a review. Be sure to like and subscribe to my channel. And if you like this watch and are willing to pay the $31 for it, I'll go ahead and leave an affiliate link. Of course, if you're not in the US, maybe you won't be paying that much. And I'd like to thank my Members Choice members. Last time I checked, there's only 5 of you now. And I do have the Members Choice watch, and I'll be reviewing it soon. And members get a week-long head start on the review. Bye.